Hello, everybody. Ahmed, it is Wednesday, June 24th. I think we've been in the World Cup now for 2 weeks. Games, a lot of games, a lot of cities, a lot of teams, a lot of commercial, a lot of food, a lot of advertisements, a lot of money and nothing about the game. They just this is the biggest global sporting event that comes every 4 years, and the whole world is gearing for it. And just take the politics out of it, the shameful treatment of teams and players and nationality and visa banning, denying. It's just a showcase of what is worse of America, and that shouldn't be the case. It should be the other way around. But really, the surprising things about all of this is a lot of Americans don't know they even have a World Cup. The America hosting a World Cup along with Canada and Mexico. They just talk to people. They just either a little bit, they know nothing really. Can't even start a conversation who's playing, and I'm the one who not boycotting the World Cup, but I'm not watching it. I'm watching it as a critic, just highlights here and there and get the idea. But meeting people, coffee shop here in the golf course, people just don't know. They're busy. They're watching this. Baseball is going on, and just really the highlights how important this sporting event is, to the rest of the world, politically and culturally, and national identity. And this is people's chance to come and compete with the rest of the world and show their name. There is country in this World Cup who never heard of it. Cape Derby, I have no idea where this country is. And they challenge the World Cup winner, Spain, and they play another major games, and the story behind the goalie and his family. And this is human living story, but I want to just highlight the story of this Congolian Congo Superfan, they call him. And this guy, I noticed him in the African Cup a couple of years ago. He just dressed like the national flag, red pants and yellow jacket and suit, and he raises his hand. He's just standing like, if you know the story of Congo, and the tragic ending of the first elected president, Lumumba Via. I think that's how he goes by, and this is like Lumumba live, and that's actually his name, and that's how he started. Is just coming on. He comes to the game, and while everybody eating and drinking and camera, cam can, whatever, behind the camera and kissing their boyfriend or girlfriends, whatever, and just breaking for water cooling or hydration break, or water break. It used to be water break, now it's hydration break to give it some legitimacy. And everybody's consumed by the game and doing their things. This guy goes and he will stand like a statue for the duration of the game, 90 minutes, 110 minutes, motionless. He's like a live statue, raising your hand, and I think he's positioned himself the same way with Lumumba's statue back in Congo. Lumumba is a hero there, not just for Congo, but for the African, Arab Africans too. But he was a major figure. Myself, I grew up in the 60s, and He was representing the African national hope, and it was a coup and assassination, and it was just a tragic CIA plot to gain on this first national African leader, and been arrested, humiliated, and killed, and been his body was thrown into chemical vanish. Never heard of him. So his spirit, his life is really kind of brought back by this young man that he stand there. His name is Makil Koka Mubaladinga, better known as Lumumba's via, like Lumumba Lev. And he will just stand there, motionless, for 90 minutes. And, with all this hoopla and all this focusing on ads and Lay's potato chips and condoms and spray, men's spray, now they have an ad cutting the game. They have an ad for spray, a men's spray, they spray your private part. You can actually see somebody spraying his private part. And as you watch in the game with the family, there's not subtlety anymore. There is no mystery. Everything is out there. If you have money, you can have freedom of speech. If you don't, you shut the fuck up and go to Costco or Walmart and buy cheap stuff to just keep up with the Jones. And those whole issue of freedom and all that, it's all tied by the resources. How much resources you have, and the idea of the freedom of expression is freedom of expression. No, it's just the freedom of thoughts, freedom of ideas. And this guy is not a freedom of expression; it's freedom of thought. And he just become the super fan. Everybody's talking about it all over the world. Even when it was in Morocco, everybody was talking about this super fan. He comes, stand motionless, raising his right hand in the air. And it's amazing how silent and how motionless motionless. We live we live in an era now. Everything move fast and quick, and images and flashes and lighting, and this guy just stand there motionless. And sometimes you need to just do nothing, just stand there, freeze, and let the moment soak. But when you just motionless, stop still, you can really contemplate and can think about this yourself without occupying your head and conscious and memory with junk. And the average American gets 15,000, at least 15,000 messages a day. How can you consume all of this and all this going on, noises, information? You just give up. You just give up on your critical thinking. You give up on your analysis. You just surrender to all this invasion noises of information and pixel and images and all of that. But that Micah Coca or Michelle Coca stand there still. He just stand there still for 90 minutes. And that is more important and more significant and more profound than the game itself. It is an amazing. My hat off to this guy, that he is becoming the highlights of this shameful, mammoth World Cup I should be doing. And please subscribe, share, and become a member, support and help us. And we'll see you.